Welcome to the Finjan Show. I'm your host, Faris Alami, and this episode is brought to you by Connecting Dots, which is a nonprofit supporting youth in entrepreneurship and STEM in a global setting. Thanks for being with us today. Beatrice, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me, Faris.
Well, yeah, welcome to the show. So I'd love to hear, obviously I know who you are. We've been working to work together on a couple of projects.
Definitely.
I would be interested to hear, maybe for the audiences who are listening to us today, who's Beatrice? What do you do?
Okay, well, I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, and I currently live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a bit warm right now. I'm really excited. So I have one company. I'm the CEO of Mirror Inc., which is a business consulting firm that specializes in strategy, planning, and logistics. What I do is help my clients become better problem solvers in their business through moving them from reactive to reflective in their practice. I also am the author and founder of Mindless Behaviors, which is a social experiential platform along with my consultancy. Is a subdivision of my consultancy. And what we do is unravel different behaviors that really plague us on a regular basis. I call them micro issues of oppression. So through storytelling, I unravel those different issues and then basically give tips on how you can move forward. And my whole platform is circulated around basically having effective communication, how to talk and like build relationships in a different way. So it's kind of the sum of me. I'm Nigerian American, so I was born here. My parents are from Nigeria. It's first generation. I am, just living here, just only me.
That's
no
amazing.
Cat, no dog.
Well, you're being humble, but I know that there's just so much to unfold there. I would love to hear, just for the audiences listening to us today, what got you here? Why did you start the business initially, and how long you've been in business? I mean, why did you start, and how long you've been doing it for?
I started because I felt like there's no place for me. When I was in corporate, I was in experiential marketing. So experiential marketing is more of like creating experiences, is around production, event production, branding, marketing, and it's like really a lot of grassroots, getting that brand out there and bringing brands to life. And as I was growing in the industry, I discovered that there was just no place for me. So I created my business, which is Mirror Inc., which started as an event production firm and morphed into a consulting company right now. And I had to figure things out. So I noticed that a lot of the systems that are in place were not sustainable, and it's not as complex, and we don't make things simple. It's almost like a web. So I said, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to do this in a more efficient and effective way, and how to even communicate simply about business. And I just feel like we make things more complicated than it really is. And I just offer really cool, effective tools for people to not only be problem solvers in their business, but be problem solvers in their lives.
That's so cool. Yeah. And you've been doing this for a while, if I remember, right?
2009.
Yeah, that's a long time. And, that's very interesting. I think immigrants and kids of immigrants have always a different perspective that adds so much value, from my perspective, at least my bias, to the communities that are already running, because you just always look at things with a different set of view or with different insights. Let's take a break. Clearly we can keep you all day. I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back. And let's continue this conversation. Clearly, there's just so much to unfold here, but I'd love to hear from your journey. I mean, since 2008, there's been ups and downs, I'm sure, and some of the times there might have been the same moments. Maybe you could share with us, Beatrice, one of your downs where you felt the world is ending. Am I going to be able to do this business or not? maybe just one of those moments. I know it could happen all the time, but just one of them.
Yeah. In 2013, I was before like 2013, 2014, I was literally part-time in my business. I was doing side projects at the same time I was freelancing. And it came to the mark that I wasn't making as much money as I wanted to. And I was overworked. I felt like I spread myself thin with every aspect in my life, and I was not getting the results that I want. And so I actually had a mental breakdown. So during that time, I was actually looking to get rid of my company and just close it. I was like, maybe I just need to go work for the man and everything like that. And life just shook me up and said, oh no, you're not going to stay full time with anyone. You need to like literally be on your own and just commit to it. So what I did is I actually committed, but I went through a lot of breakdowns, and it's not because it's one of the main reasons because I spread myself thin. So, and I was taking everything, and I noticed in that clients were not paying me thousands of dollars, and I was like working hard, and like I just wanted to give up, and like, and I and like, you know, I just got a wake-up call, and I was like, hey, that's not it. You just need to commit to it, and you're gonna have to say no, and you're gonna have to put some boundaries on it. And so it took me a while to get here. So 2014 is when I started working full time for my business and started really evolving from there.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because a lot of times people think that they have to jump both feet in, and it sounds like you eased in yourself into the job, assuming that you were doing some side hustles, or I'm assuming that you were getting some part-time jobs here and there just to keep cash flow for your business running as you were building it. I think that's a great insight, and thank you so much for sharing that. I'm curious, you know, just like it might have felt down, I'm sure there are lots of moments that you felt like you're on top of the sky, everything's under control. Maybe you could share one of those moments with us.
Oh my God. Well, I feel like it was when I released my book in 2020 that I was like, aha, I accomplished it. And then in the journey of me writing my book, I actually refined my company really well. And that's how I morphed into a consulting firm and really discovered a lot of ways to even support my clients better. And I feel like that was that aha moment, like I found it, and I can articulate it, and I can do it. Which that happened before 2020, but when I physically saw my book before 2020, but when I physically saw my book, I was like, yes, that was a great pivotal moment for me.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, that's not an easy task. I know there are lots of people who write books, but it's still, I feel like it's just not an easy task to do. And congratulations on that. And I'm sure that I'm hoping it'll open up a few more doors for you that were not there before. My last question to you, Beatrice, and it's clearly we can keep you here all day. There's just so much to unfold with so much that you're sharing. Maybe you could, if you were to go back, and it's hard to do this, and I know that, and I ask it for a reason. What would you tell yourself back in 2008? What you know today, what would you tell yourself then? Or what would you tell someone that's getting started today? What would you tell them? You know, just a few words. What would you say?
I would say get focused and narrow down what you really want to do. And if you do one thing really well, do that thing to the best of the benefit. And there's nothing wrong with just doing one thing, because as entrepreneurs, we tend to spread ourselves thin because we want to do all these million things, but it's not making, even if it's not giving us profits, leave it at the door. And like choose the ones that choose the opportunities that will thrive. So
yeah, thank you so much. And again, thank you for being with us today. Great insights. Appreciate you taking the time and making the time. For those who are with us today, thank you for joining us at the Finjan Show. I'm your host, Faris Alami, and until next time, thanks for being here.
Thank you.